Hello everyone, editing Lauren here. I just wanted to start this episode off by prefacing that most of it is completely incomprehensible. I did have a notebook that I was using throughout the episode with bullet points on it to try and keep us on topic with the things that we'd discussed beforehand, but it doesn't work very well and we do just sort of end up yapping a whole bunch. It's still very entertaining, trust me, but yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that it is a bit messy. I probably will take up the thing that I said at the end of the episode where I will make a whiteboard of everything we discussed and how it all connects, plus a few added things that I noticed or realised during the editing process. But yes, I hope you enjoy the episode regardless. I am still learning. I like the fact that this is very unscripted and nothing's perfect, so I hope you enjoy regardless. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Got The Morbs podcast. I'm your host Lauren. It is our third episode today and the time of recording is 3 minutes past 9 on the 4th of February 2026, not 5. Very important. We're back in the bath. This is now the permanent setup. I fear the camera definitely isn't in the same place. Neither's the other one. On our lovely guest again today, it is my sister Grace. Say hello. Hey. As awkward as ever. So today's topic is a bit of a weird one, but when's it not going to be with us, to be fair? So obviously, if you watched the last episode, you know that we like to think outside the box quite a lot. The box is not a thing in our universe, not in our world.
Yeah, there is no box. That's it. There's no box.
No limits.
No limits. Sky is the limit.
You heard it here first. So today we thought we'd discuss I don't know whether it's incredible that our pattern recognition is this good or whether it should be concerning, but we collectively have a really bad habit of getting into things, especially universes where there's multiple things and a lot of lore to consume, and somehow managing to connect them all in extended universes. So you've heard of the Avengers. We're going to basically do that today, but with the media that we enjoy, because we somehow find weird connections
Between
everywhere.
everything we watch, everything we consume, there's something that will connect it.
So by the end of this episode today, you should have some form of moderately schizophrenic retelling of all of these universes squished into one where they somehow connect. Are we on the same page?
We're in the same book.
We're in the same book.
We're in the same book.
We're in the same bathroom. Kick it off. We have the Black Book of Nightmares again.
The Bible. Our Bible.
Our Bible.
Not the Bible. Our Bible.
Our Bible, specifically. So the first thing I want to mention is, even though in the first episode of this podcast I full on admitted that I have a fear of the Terminator, since then, this one has made me watch nearly the entire series of the Terminator, like the ones that are canonical. Like
the good ones. We missed out the ones that are bad. Well,
so
we can't say they're bad if we don't watch them, but
no. Like, I watched the first one, the second one, the third one, and then Dark Fate.
Yeah, the other two we've missed.
Yeah.
Two? Two.
Two, yeah. There's Genesis and
the other one that's that one memorable, but we just can't even remember the name.
I'm pretty sure that's the one with Christian Bale in it.
Oh.
And Sam Worthington, but we digress. I thoroughly enjoyed them. I'm still terrified of the Terminator. Did confirm that. The second one, not so much. The second one's a goofy goober, and I love him for that. But the others, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Don't want to deal with that.
The Terminator in Dark Fate is terrifying. Like, when we say Terminator, we mean the one that's trying to kill everyone when we say Terminator. Yes. Not Arnie.
Not Arnie's Terminator.
Unless we talk about the first film,
yes.
And then we're going to say Terminator.
I still can't remember what his model name is.
The 800. Some 800.
I thought it was something like the Sony camera, like a ZV-1 or something. I'm just going to call it a ZV-1 from now on. But yeah, he's
definitely the scariest. I know we have more technology in 2019, which was when
Oh,
Dark Fate.
Oh, you were talking about the one in Dark Fate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that one.
No,
I
we
thought you
call
were
him the
talking about
ZV-1.
Yeah.
The Sony ZV-1. That's that one.
Yeah.
He's the scariest in my opinion. But either way, we'll talk about our love for Terminator in a different episode, I'm sure, to make it 4 episodes. But I've mentioned the Terminator in every single episode so far.
Maybe we'll keep it a theme.
Maybe. But funnily enough, that is where our universe kicks off, because when you have a universe that has robots and multiple universes, you know anything's possible at that point. So the first connection that we both made as a joke when we were watching Terminator was the John Connor thing.
Literally, the minute John Connor's name was mentioned, we were like, John Kramer!
John Kramer,
It's the
John
same
Connor.
dude.
It's perfect. It's too perfect. You're telling me they're both called John. Yes, one is a C, one is a K. But if you're John Connor and you've been hunted down your entire life for just being alive, surely a name change makes sense.
Yeah, a rebrand.
I don't know, but I don't know whether the timeline matches up, because I'm pretty sure in Saw 4, which would have took place in 4, 5, 6, about 2007 canonically. I swear they say that John's about 52, 54 years old.
Yeah, it very well makes sense. Connor would be probably in his 40s, because I swear he's like 13 in Judgment Day.
Yeah, and when does that take place? Is that like early 90s?
Yeah,
Judgment Day.
91. Well, that's when the film came out. I don't know if that's when it took place, but
So we're a bit off, but if he's changed his identity,
he might have changed the year he was born as well.
you never know.
Anything's possible.
Also, another weird connection is the fact that John Kramer is dying of cancer in the Saw films. John's mother, Sarah, our favourite, canonically also dies of cancer.
Yeah.
So it runs in the
maybe it's
family.
a gene
Issue. Need to call in Gene Co. He definitely changed his name on purpose. That's the thing that we came to. But then you can also connect that to, if you hadn't guessed by my t-shirt, William Afton, because we're already losing it. We're already losing it. William Afton, because the most common complaint about Saw is that if John Kramer's not in it, it's not a Saw movie. And all of the Saw movies where John hasn't been in it, or he's been in it very briefly and not tied to the main story, I'm looking at you, Jigsaw. People haven't liked it. Who else do people not like not being in stuff? William Afton.
Yeah, William.
FNAF that hasn't got William Afton in, people don't enjoy. They love him too much, I'd say.
Well, yeah, there's literal edits of him. First edits of a dead man. I get it though.
What do you mean you get it?
Not I get it, but like the edits are cool.
Oh yeah, the edits are cool. I'll agree with you on that. So you already have John Connor is John Kramer is William Afton. I also present to you William Afton is Willy Wonka. This is a whole 10-minute long video that I have stuffed in the back of my YouTube account somewhere that's never been posted because it got copyrighted and I could never figure out which part of it got copyrighted to take out, so I just left it to rot there. If the podcast goes somewhere, I will release that eventually. I will do the work and surf through the entire thing, get rid of all the copyrighted stuff out of it, because number one, it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Not to blow my own horn.
Like,
2, it's completely schizo, completely, which so much so, we're going to make another episode after this one at some point in the future that goes through all of our schizophrenic theories that we have that literally make zero sense. But this makes somewhat... Yeah,
and they're all like 3 a.m. thoughts where we've been sat there watching like a YouTube video or a film or something and we've gone, hang on a minute. And then it's just been a rabbit hole that we've got into.
Yeah. There's been paper flying everywhere, post-it notes on everywhere.
Yeah, we've got that Bible, but there's also a missing Bible.
A missing Bible that I need to find.
It may have been chucked away. Anything happens in our house.
Thoughts and prayers.
But there's a missing Bible that we have a lot of those thoughts in.
Mhm.
So if we find that, all hell will break loose.
Yeah, but going back to the
the
Willy Wonka thing, obviously I will cover this Willy Wonka thing more deeply in another episode, but there's so many connections. Like the fact that he introduces himself with animatronics to the kids. We're talking about the 2005, I think,
Johnny Depp.
the Johnny Depp version, like the Tim Burton one. Introduces himself with animatronics. Someone turns purple. He has a weird relationship with his dad. He kind of wears purple. He has like purple gloves. He doesn't like the kids. He has a
He
whole...
lures children, in fact.
There's also a kid called Mike and a kid called Charlie. There's too many connections, but I will leave it to this video to explain.
Another one I have to add that I don't actually think is in that video, though,
Go on.
is that Veruca Salt honestly sounds like Elizabeth Afton.
That is in there.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
Is it?
I say, like, who else is a bratty British teenager?
Yeah, like if you listen to Veruca Salt and then listen to her voice lines in Sister Location, like Elizabeth Afton.
It's like, Daddy, I want another pony.
It's the exact same. I swear they're the same person.
It's crazy. And she's spoiled like Elizabeth as well. Like, it's madness. So yeah, you got that connection. So far, we've already connected 3 universes through one line of inquiry, which I think's talented, personally. You also, the other day, informed me of something that I didn't know, which is very rare. 9 Inch Nails
Yeah.
connects Terminator and Saw. Would you like to explain?
So, see, I don't know how it connects to Saw, though. That's where you're going to have to come in.
Okay,
But I'll
explain it
explain
to
how
me.
it connects to Terminator. So the guy that plays the T-1000 in Terminator, Robert Patrick, has a brother who is, I think it's a past guitarist for 9 Inch Nails. I cannot remember his name, though, the guitarist.
We'll flash it on screen.
But yeah, it's his brother. So
His brother, and then Saw, Charlie Clouser, he's done every single Saw soundtrack ever, and he was also a previous member of 9 Inch Nails. Crazy stuff. Right, so the main thing that connects everything is robots. Let's be honest.
robots,
Robots.
like the film.
The hit Blue Sky feature. Absolutely. One of my favourite childhood films, by the way.
It's a great film.
It's so good. Wait, they have Hit Me Baby One More Time canonically in that. So Britney Spears is alive and well. Wait, does that mean they have a robot Britney Spears? Or does that mean that they are part of another universe that goes alongside the human universe?
No, there must be a robot Britney Spears.
Is that the utopia where Skynet took over completely, but all the Terminators are good? And that's what the robots are. And then Skynet learns capitalism.
Yeah, and then you got the rich robots and the poor robots fighting
Yeah.
each other.
No, because think third Terminator. You know when they go to get like her military dad from the thing, and then like the first versions of the Terminators attack, and they're like them just big, massive,
Yeah,
hunky things. That's Big World.
literally.
That's the origin of Big World. They do say he's a relic.
True.
That's Big World. We found Big World.
Skynet.
Oh,
Skynet is robots.
he's robots somehow. Anyway, that's a big tangent. But yeah, robots. Obviously, the animatronics are all robots. William Afton clearly got his inspiration from the Terminators because he was making sentient crap all the way back in the 80s. When does the first Terminator take place?
80s.
Back in the 80s. Michael Afton gets scooped and Ennard gets put inside him. What do you think that means? He was the first Terminator.
World's first Terminator.
World's first recorded Terminator. That's an inside joke of ours.
Very much inside one. I don't think anybody else will
No.
ever understand that, and we're never going to explain.
No. So obviously then, if you believe that John Kramer is also William Afton...
He's got all of these little mechanic things that he traps people with and
Yeah,
kills
he's a civil
people.
engineer. What's in the FNAF movie? The literal Freddy face with
Saws in it.
quite literal saws on the inside. And we're wondering why the film's called Saw. Blame FNAF. He also has a son that dies, Gideon. Does that mean that John Kramer is also Sarah Connor? See, That's a kid that dies and then he goes on a revenge streak from that point onwards, trying to teach people lessons. It's a valid argument. That makes Jill Kyle. And that technically makes Hoffenator canon because he kills Jill.
Yeah, we've got Hoffenator to discuss yet.
We have Hoffenator. Hoffenator is the main connection. That's
Yeah.
the thing that got us talking about this in the first place.
Yeah, we've got the Hoffenator in Saw
Hoffenator.
7, which is an underrated Saw.
Never say that ever again.
It's an underrated Saw.
In the presence of a Saw fan, never ever glaze Saw 7.
I love Hoffenator.
You may love Hoffenator, but him and Lawrence are the only good parts of the film. And even then, I didn't like the fact that he went on a literal rampage.
And I like the funny parts of it, like with Jill. It's a safe room.
Yeah, that's Officer. Oh, what's his name? From Internal Affairs. He's not even a proper cop. He's from Internal Affairs. What's his name? That guy, anyway. He's like, it's a safe room. Safe room. It's safe. And then the woman right outside, it's like, yeah, you're getting you got a video call.
Yeah.
From
Skype.
From Hoffman, yeah. World's first recorded Skype. Oh, yeah. Could Strom tie into this somehow? Are the FBI ever mentioned in Terminator anywhere? I don't think they are, weirdly. I think all this crap goes on without any government intervention.
Do you know where homicide is mentioned? In Chucky. Chucky?
No.
He's a doll with a man in
With
it.
a man.
A man.
A man. That's another inside joke.
It's a doll with a man in it.
Right,
and he hangs out with his kid.
I'll tell you where the man joke comes from, just as a little recommendation. If you ever want something really funny to watch, go and watch Help My House is Haunted. And there's a man in it who's a medium called Ian. And every time he walks into the house at the beginning, he goes, I'm sensing a man. There's always a man.
Every video you watch, he'll say there's a man at some point.
That he's like, there's a man to my left.
And you'll have the woman with all the little gadgets.
Gadget going, where? But yeah, Chucky, he's quite literally a doll with a person in it that's like haunted, hanging out with a kid.
Killing its parents, killing people, putting the kid's life at risk. But yeah, there's homicide in that.
Yeah, Mr. Homicide.
Mr. Homicide.
So we've got 2 Mr. Homicides plus Haunted Doll, which links to the puppet.
And the puppet links to Billy.
Who definitely has Gideon in him. Look at him. You cannot tell me that this man right here has not got Gideon's soul. So we have 3 haunted doll/puppet things. We also came up with the theory that another Dr. K mentioned, by the way, from Stranger Things, that she's Sarah Connor in an alternate universe where she does just go full on crazy, because she's practically a military woman anyway in Dark Fate.
Yeah, she's like just an undercover military.
Like, she's not tied to the military, but she might as well be. Like, she's running around with RPGs and stuff, blowing crap up. But what if she went crazy? You know, maybe her obsession with trying to create another child with powers, is that she thinks the children with powers can stop Skynet and the Terminators. She's like,
yeah, because we've got to remember right now that Stranger Things is set before Judgment Day. Judgment Day has not happened yet,
which means that Dr. K, as she's called, has gone back in time.
Dr. K, Dr. Connor.
Oh, we're getting there. We're cooking. We're not getting anywhere. We're just yapping.
Oh,
Talking crap.
Stranger Things, they use bikes. See,
that's a nice bike. Oh my god.
Bikes are very prominent. And in Stranger Things, Terminator is shown to be playing at the cinemas.
Oh my god. So like, oh, this is like massive.
A universe within a universe.
So Terminator is a film
within a series.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Terminator is a film in Stranger Things, but actual Sarah Connor has changed her name to Dr. K, gone back in time from that universe, so she's completely jumped timelines, but to a timeline where Terminator is fictional.
But because she's gone stir crazy, she still thinks it's going to happen. She still thinks the world's going to end.
So that means in the Stranger Things universe, Sarah Connor and Linda Hamilton both exist, like as separate individuals. Because that's just true anyway, regardless of how our theory works.
Yeah.
Like, technically, Linda Hamilton is in the Stranger Things universe, but Linda Hamilton plays Dr. K. So what's going on there? We might have just explained it.
Well, and a lot of people, well, I think it's quite obvious that Stranger Things takes a lot of inspiration from Terminator, and the Russian guy that goes after them in the third season, the guy that goes after like Hopper and Joyce and the other dude, people said he looks like Arnie. So does that mean they have a Terminator on the loose in Stranger Things and no one knew about it?
Potentially. God, it gets deeper.
Because he just seemed to keep coming back. Every time he thought he was gone, he'd come back, and that's what happens with Terminators.
And maybe that's
they're gone and they just come back.
Maybe that Terminator has followed Dr. K back.
Yeah.
You don't know.
You never know.
You don't know.
Anything's possible.
Anyway, going back to the original point that I wanted everyone to take away from this episode, if you don't take anything else from this, take this away. The same way Dorco always says that Toy Chica is William Afton, Glitch Trap is Skynet.
It is.
Glitch Trap, he's got to be. He's an AI that's gone sentient, and he's encouraging all the other robots to do the same. Like all them...
It's a virus, pretty much.
Yeah, like all them endoskeletons in Security Breach.
They're following his lead.
Yeah. That's all the OG first level Terminators.
And maybe Vanessa is Sarah Connor and she set up the Mexis thing to stop Skynet, and then what's her name? Cassie sets it all off and she sets Judgment Day off. Cassie is responsible.
What if Cassie
for Judgment Day?
If Glitch Trap is Skynet, you can basically blame Glitch Trap for everything. You can blame William Afton for everything.
Is the problem.
But if you think about all the Funtime animatronics and the fact that they go after kids,
they're basically just Terminators.
They're just Terminators.
They're just Terminators.
They're sent to terminate stuff.
And in Sister Location, William was in the process of making the humanoid faces so that they would look like people, which is the way Terminators are. So basically, the Sister Location Funtime animatronics are just the prototypes of Terminators before they had their skin.
Yeah. But potentially, based on what he potentially knew would happen to his son,
Crying Child got terminated.
Crying Child did get
terminated. All of his kids got terminated. Maybe that's why he went after other people, because he was like, well, if I can't have my kids, no one can have any. No one can have any kids.
Yeah.
But I can't have mine. So I'll set Terminators off on everyone. He's a piece of work, he is.
Oh, yeah, off. Probably the worst one of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, I know Skynet's pretty evil, you know, the nuked the whole world, but, like, William Afton, he's a menace.
Yeah.
The thing I will say, though, is very loose connection, but if you are a Funtime Kramer believer, based on the later Saw posters, where for some reason the Saw 7 poster of all posters, they're just building a massive robotic John Kramer. And there's also that one poster of him where, like, you see his face coming apart and there's, like, cogs and stuff underneath. What if John Kramer's a Terminator?
He might be.
Because technically...
Because he's smart as well, and only a Terminator could be that smart.
He's intelligent. Second of all, in Jigsaw, which is the most recent time that we see John in a movie, because technically Saw X takes place in between Saw 1 and Saw 2, I think. Yes. Logan exhumes his body to hide it, to make them believe that John Kramer's still alive, or all this stuff, to make them think that he's not killing people, that John is. We don't know where his body ended up. We actually don't know where his body is. So he could be alive for all we know.
Maybe.
But we wouldn't know. Because apparently, little tidbit, little fact for y'all, Tobin Bell, the actor for Mr. John Kramer, Mr. Jigsaw, who's Billy, he was actually against John dying in the third film, and he suggested having a plot line where the one that died, he'd still die from bloody slow ass motherfucking Jeff with the saw blade, but then the bed would flip over to reveal him actually alive and that he'd actually killed his twin brother. That was an idea that Tobin actually had, but they never did it. But
it would have been quite funny if that's what happened.
Still, though, potentially John has a twin. Obviously, we've already mentioned about the years that all these universes are set
they're all
in.
similar time frames.
Similar time frames. They all line up together perfectly. It all starts in the 80s. The 80s is where everything kicks off. Question, actually. Stranger Things. Technically, everything starts with, like, back in the 60s, 70s, doesn't it? Because of...
In a technical sense, yeah.
What do they call it? It was like it was the government scheme that all the original parents were part of. MK Ultra. Starts with MK Ultra. Was MK Ultra the thing that kicked everything off in every universe?
And that also means that the Upside Down is part of all of these universes. So we've also got Vecna on the loose.
This does actually... Because obviously they all think that Vecna's going to bring about the end of the world by doing what he's doing. So then you have to ask yourself, technically Vecna's outlook on life is very similar to Skynet's. Because he's like, humans are horrible, they all deserve to die.
Yeah.
We need to remake the world, which is technically what Skynet does.
Actually, but Vecna isn't Skynet, the Mind Flayer is. Because he's getting manipulated by the Mind Flayer, so technically the Mind Flayer is Skynet.
So then we have to ask ourselves, is the Mind Flayer a biological, like, does Skynet eventually get to the point where it becomes a biological organism and that like universe is like the distant future where Skynet is actually like a biological thing and not a robot, hence why the wasteland's a thing, because they've destroyed everything. You know, there's no bones left, there's no war anymore because it's all gone. Or is the Mind Flayer a completely supernatural thing? And is that the thing that corrupted Skynet in the first place? Or corrupted the people that made Skynet and made the AI do that?
Well, yeah, the Mind Flayer gets into people's heads.
Yeah.
So it could have been the Mind Flayer this whole time.
Oh my god, the connection to Music Man. Music Man's a spider. How do you fight Vecna?
With music.
With music? Music. So was Music Man just a huge, massive hint left by William as to how to... What if William, the reason why he was so evil was because... What if William is an alternate version of the Creel family where it wasn't Henry Creel, Henry Emily, Henry. There's two Henrys. What if William is the Victor Creel, but in his universe, he's actually the one that did kill his family?
And Victor loses his eyes. That happens in Saw. Doesn't someone lose their eyes in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have to like dig out their eye. What if that's like an echo from the past or something? There's too much going on.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
We've had Chucky involved. Willy Wonka involved. Stranger Things.
The hit Blue Sky film Robots. We've talked about The Matrix. I can't think of any connections off the top of my head though, but that could probably fit in somewhere. Honestly, if you think of any, comment them or something, and we'd love to know. We will create an entire wall dedicated to this extended universe.
We'll write a book, an illustrated book.
Absolutely. To go through.
I really want to talk about My Little Pony.
How?
Because in Stranger Things, there's 6 kids. In My Little Pony, there's 6. The main 6.
We could just go endlessly about all this. What other universes are there?
Well, back to the Matrix. The
Yeah.
main guy in the Matrix,
Neo.
yeah, he's like treated the way John is. It's like you're important. You're
Yeah.
gonna save the world. So basically, Neo is John Connor, and they're both mopey. Like they're both a bit like, oh, what now? Yeah,
Ooh.
would have to be me.
Yeah, because
And then he has Trinity who helps him, and that's like in the third Terminator, where he
yeah.
has the girl who's like his partner in crime.
Yeah. And he also has like an emotionless entity hunting him down constantly and trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because technically they've all been enslaved already in that universe, haven't they? Because they're all kept in cryostasis.
Yeah.
And aren't they? Am I right in thinking that like their brains or something are used to power something? So maybe that's a universe where Skynet realise we can't wipe them all out because they're actually. I mean, John actually
It
said
says that they're not all wiped out. Some of them are used, some people are used to work.
slaves, so maybe they advance and put them in cryostasis, and then that's when we get Neo. But yeah, that's what goes on in the little book of horrors.
Hopefully your editing will clean it up a bit. You just have to do a voiceover if we start yapping about nonsense. You're like, so basically what we're saying.
I need like a follow along whiteboard for the
Yeah,
whole thing.
karaoke.
I might make one of those.
Yeah, because it helps you to remember like
Yeah.
what you've said, what you haven't said, what things you've said, and then not tied off.
So as I'm editing this, I'll potentially make the whiteboard as I'm re-listening to what we've said, and then I'll flash that on screen at the end.
Yeah.
Just to give you all an expansive, highly comprehensible view of what the hell we've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of just been rambling for God knows how long this episode ends up coming to, but I hope you enjoyed Ep.III of Got The Morbs, and I will catch you in the next one.